Hey, what's going on, guys? Crass Businessman here. Today we're going to be talking about the problem with your budget and the fix. So today's quote of the day is, a budget tells us what we can't afford, but it doesn't keep us from buying it. And that's from a gentleman by the name of William Feather. I want to start by saying I apologize. I've been switching up the camera equipment a couple times, a couple different phones. They broke on me, and then I switched it up. Either way, I'm trying to get some consistency. But I want to start with the definition of a budget. A budget is simply an estimate of income and expenditure for a set period of time. Now, I want to dispel a few myths and answer a few questions. So the first question is, are budgets for everyone? The short answer is yes. The long answer is yes. Well, actually, it only applies if you're a bipedal mammal that handles money at any point in time. One common myth and fallacy we fall into is, well, once I start making enough money, then I'll budget. But this is foolish because that time never comes. Because even when you start making more money, you'll find a rationalization for why it's not enough, and you'll piss it all away. It happens to everyone. It doesn't mean you're a piece of shit. It just means you're just like everyone else. So whether you make $2 an hour or $2 million an hour, you need a budget. I've probably said this before, but have you ever looked at a retired NFL star and just screamed at the television, being like, how in the fuck did you spend $65 million a year after a 10-year career? How are you broke? I don't get it. It's very simple. They didn't budget. And it's very similar to how the vast majority of lottery winners end up broke within 3 years. Usually they have no budget, and to invest in lottery tickets to start is a poor investment, which demonstrates their poor spending habits, which ends up being kind of a loop. But it's not some esoteric, mysterious thing. It's not some crazy difficult concept it takes years to implement. It's merely the tracking of your finances, and it can be implemented right now. So have you ever been short on rent? Have you ever been at the store with a cart full of groceries and then get declined? And then you got to pretend like, oh, I don't know what happened. It's embarrassing as shit. It's embarrassing. But that problem will never happen again if you have a proper budget. So the challenge for today is to create a budget. Include all your incomes and all of your expenses down to the T. Allocate yourself an entertainment fund because we're not robots. You will want to go out. You will want to buy things. Having a budget's not going to change that. And you shouldn't be so tight that you squeak, but just do it correctly, within reason. Give yourself a couple $100s, what have you, depending on what you can afford. Now, the essentials of a budget you need to include are the total of bills, to include a cushion for fluctuations, 10% towards long-term savings, 15% towards a predetermined amount for an emergency fund that will change once it's met, the entertainment, which includes gas and groceries, small necessity fund, and then all the leftovers to be put towards your other savings. Now, for those who are less disciplined, you can incorporate a tactic that I've used in the past, and still sometimes today. Start 2 bank accounts. One will be for bills, one will be for entertainment. Have all your bills set up on autopay directly linked to your bill account, one account. Leave that card at home, locked away in a lockbox. Set up an automatic withdrawal from that account to your entertainment account. That way you don't have to touch it at all. Have it include some for groceries and gas and other necessities, the small necessities. And this will allow you to not only live within the confines of your budget, but it physically prevents you from overspending. But the key is to keep the other card locked away. That way you only have access to this card. It's a great technique, great tool to use. I highly recommend it. That's it for this video, guys. Actually, once again, I'm Crass Businessman. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, stay productive.